Hello, Late Talker families. Hope you're having a great day. I'm getting to know this place in the dark so well, I almost don't need the flashlight, but I'm going to bring it. I, again, was listening to that last podcast, and surprise, surprise, I have a little statement, a little sort of punctuation I want to put on it, and that's talking to you about what I call the invisible side of language. And the invisible side of language is measuring how much your child understands language, how much, when they hear auditory information or language coming in through their ears, how well do they extract the meaning from that language and understand what people are saying to them. I'll tell you what, when I talk to parents and I ask them, what does your child like? Tell me about their eating, tell me about their sleeping, what kinds of things do they, what's their talking like? Tell me about how well you believe they're hearing. Parents are right on. When I ask about how well do you think your child's understanding the language they hear, that's trickier. It's trickier for the parents, and guess what? It's trickier for the speech path too, because if you have a bright child, you can say things to them and they'll follow through. You might say, hey, take this diaper and throw it in the trash can. Or, you know what? Get your shoes and socks and meet me out by the truck. We're going to go see Grandma. And they do it. And of course, we assume they understood everything I said. They understood all the words of what I said. And maybe they did. But maybe they only understood some of them, or maybe they only understood maybe almost none of them. But these kids are bright, right? It's Saturday morning. They're used to seeing Grandma every Saturday morning. You say a word like shoes, sweater, truck. Their TV show is over. They know, oh, this is what I go get my shoes and socks. I go to the truck. We're going to Grandma's. I know that without really even having to understand all the words that the parent said to them. Or they might follow the visual because they can reason it out. They're smart. Or they look around what the other kids are doing and they follow through with what the teacher said, especially because teachers are really good at showing and telling, putting a lot of visuals with it. So a lot of times, that's the area of development where we make a little bit of a mistake, or it's not as clear. We generally think our child is understanding well, and they might be, but they also might not be. And the reason that I mention this is because listening understanding or language understanding is a really important variable in this path that your child has ahead of them, and how we're going to support that path and how we're going to make it easy to walk. If a child's language comprehension is high or medium or maybe a little bit more challenging for their age, it's going to tell us to do something different in terms of support. We're not going to support each of those scenarios the exact same way. So my take-home message to you today is think about that invisible side of language. Think about ways that you can kind of, look at your child and determine how much meaning they're getting out of the language they hear. There's going to be a link in the little gray description box of this video that takes you to a free lesson on Lake Talker's foundation website that teaches you how to do that. And really, most importantly, talk to your teachers and your speech pathologists and ask them, have you formally assessed my child's understanding of language? And what do you see? How well is my child understanding language? It's something that parents and therapists have to work together to do. So that's my take-home message. It's really important that we have a really clear picture of our child. And one of the very important things that is often invisible and tricky to get at is how well is your child understanding language? And there's lots of ways to determine that. Talk with your helpers, your speech paths, and your teachers, and take a look at the lesson below and let me hear from you. Tell me what you are thinking. Tell me if you've noticed these things with your child. And enjoy the rest of your week. And that's my little punctuation mark this week. Bye.